Hello and welcome. You're watching Global Updates with me, Varsha Venugopal, only on KATV India. Our top story today: India and Russia sending out a clear signal to the world. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has wrapped up a significant 3-day visit to Moscow. His packed schedule included meetings with Russian President Vladimir Putin, Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov, and other top leaders. The visit came at a time when US President Donald Trump wants India to disengage from Russia. But New Delhi has pushed back strongly right on Russia. Dr. Jaishankar was in Moscow from August 19th to 21st. Over these 3 days, he held a series of high-level talks and also interacted with Russian scholars and think tanks. On August 20th, he co-chaired the 26th session of the India-Russia Inter-Governmental Commission on Trade, Economic, Scientific, Technological and Cultural Cooperation along with Russia's Deputy Prime Minister Denis Mantrov. At this session, both sides agreed on key steps to boost cooperation, removing trade barriers, fixing payment mechanisms, and finalizing the program of economic cooperation till 2030. They also stressed the need for an early India-Eurasian Economic Union Free Trade Agreement. Energy cooperation, mobility of India, skilled professionals in IT, engineering and construction were also discussed. The meeting ended with the signing of a protocol strengthening long-term cooperation. Dr. Jaishankar also met President Vladimir Putin, where he conveyed Prime Minister Modi's personal greetings and discussed bilateral ties as well as global issues, including the situation in Ukraine. On August 21st, he sat down with Foreign Minister Sergei for a long comprehensive review of India-Russia relations. Both sides agreed to fast-track new Indian consulate in Kazan and Yekaterinburg and deepen ties in defense, connectivity and trade. Now let's take a look at the 5 big takeaways from Jaishankar's visit. A clear message to the US while taking press questions. Dr. Jaishankar responded sharply to Donald Trump's criticism of India's oil imports from Russia. Without naming him, Jaishankar hit back with facts. I quote him, "We are not the biggest purchasers of Russian oil. That is China. We are not the biggest purchaser of Russian LNG. I think that is the European Union. We are not the country which has the biggest trade surge with Russia after 2022. We are the country where actually the Americans said for the last few years that we should do everything to stabilize the world energy markets, including buying oil from Russia. Incidentally, we also buy oil from America and that amount has been increasing. So quite honestly, we are very perplexed at the logic of the argument you referred to." A strong and direct message that India will not bow to Trump's pressure. Second, the energy partnership will continue. Trump wants India to stop buying Russian oil, but India is not backing down. Instead, the plan is to expand energy ties. Sergei made it clear. We have good results in the cooperation in the sphere of hydrocarbons and the supply of Russian oil to the Indian market. And we have to mutual interest in implementing joint projects for the extraction of energy resources, including the Russian Far East and the Arctic Shelf. This means India and Russia will deepen their joint projects in energy, including new exploration in the Arctic. Third highlight, trade imbalance raised. Bilateral trade has jumped from $13 billion in 2021 to $68 billion in 2024. But most of this is India importing Russian oil, creating a huge deficit. Dr. Jaishankar admitted this is a concern and said this imbalance has to be addressed urgently. India is encouraging Russia to buy Indian clothes, medicines and other goods. This will both cut the deficit and provide an alternative market for Indian products hit by US tariffs. Fourth highlight is defense partnership will continue. There were doubts about India's military ties with Russia because of delays and Western pressure. But Jaishankar has put those doubts to rest. He said, and I quote, "Our defense and military technical cooperation also remains robust. Russia supports India's Make in India goals, including joint production and technological transfer. This means Russia will continue to supply arms and also help India build defense system locally." The final highlight of this meeting was a push for greater connectivity. Jaishankar highlighted two key projects: International North-South Transport Corridor, an alternative to the Suez Canal linking Russia through Iran to the Arabian Sea; Chennai Corridor, connecting India's eastern coast to Russia's far east. These projects could transform trade routes. Though they have been slow so far, India is determined to push them forward. To sum up, Dr. Jaishankar's 3-day visit to Moscow was not just about diplomacy. It was about sending a clear signal that India will protect its national interest. No matter the external pressure, India and Russia continue to be among the steadiest of the major relationships in the world after the Second World War. As Jaishankar himself said, the message from Moscow is clear. The India-Russia partnership is here to stay, and it will only grow stronger in the years to come.